Good morrow, good people. Peace and love, and many blessings to everybody can hear the sound of my voice, and those that can't, peace, blessings, and love to you all. So, just wanted to touch bases with you and really connect some dots that maybe you thought about, maybe you hadn't, but that's the platform. Um, so recently, trailers for Spider-Man has been coming out. I know everybody's seen those, and just to make a couple connections, I don't know if everybody remembers the hoopla about Danny Glover being Spider-Man because Miles Morales was new in the comic and he was actually a black Spider-Man, and then people were like, Spider-Man's not black, even though literally in the comic he was, but because general public didn't know Spider-Man being one of the beloved characters, obviously he could be black, right? All right, fast forward till today. Uh, this Spider-Man is following Miles Morales, right? Like, we'll follow the current Spider-Man. But what they do with it, though, this is intriguing. So instead of saying we'll have a black Spider-Man, even animated, we can't have him standalone. We have to introduce and include not only the original Peter Parker, but every other spider entity, from a pig to anybody else, right? That we have to showcase because this is not only Miles Morales, this is the minority Spider Man, if you understand my meaning. So they allowed the main, I guess, protagonist to be Miles, as it seems like it's going to be a training exercise. But then they also dump on um, into the plot, other Spider-Man. So it's just like, oh, okay. Well, they're showing all Spider-Mans. They're just not showing Miles Morales. And it would have been a great Spider-Man having Daniel Glover or Daniel Glover. Yeah, it would have been great for him to be seen as Spider-Man. But I also wanted to touch on something else. So where we do have Miles Morales as a Black Spider-Man, um, there is a game that they play in Hollywood. When we talk about suggestive thinking, um, so white supremacy is real, but it has to be taught, right? White supremacy has to be taught. Think about that for a second. Now, who do you teach, right? Um, People say old people are stuck in their ways. So who do you teach? You teach the kids. This is a movie, rated PG or rated G for everyone. Whatever it is, it might have a little violence in it, so it might be um, PG. But nevertheless, um, this is a kids movie. They would say they're introducing Spider-Man to a whole new generation, but what they're really doing is introducing white supremacy into the next generation. Now, I say that because the pieces are there, as I am still doing my puzzle, and I'll get back to my puzzle and go back to some of the things on how connecting dots are possible. But if we look at um, the Peter Parker role and the Miles Morales role just from the previews, right? Just from the trailers, the teasers, if you will. So if we look at that, we can see there's an older Peter Parker. So it's not the amazing Peter Parker who was in high school that would be. On the same level as a Miles Morales as he is, in his infancy of being a superhero as well. So if they were to do that, they would show a parallel in white and black in the dichotomy, right? But instead, they show an older um, Peter Parker and a younger Miles Morales, so that it would be a mentor situation where I have this old white man teaching you or having authority over your really your being because Spider-Man is Miles Morales. Miles Morales is Spider-Man. You can't have one without the other. Like Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. So both are in themselves, right? So um, when you have the uh, um, Peter Parker being this mentor, being this authority figure in the film over the black figure. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right, Peter Parker is older. He's been through life, more experience. I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to show you how to do things. I'm going to train you. You understand? Because I'm an authority and you are lesser than me, or you need to learn from me. I need to instruct you on the ways of doing things right, which right is my way. I'm going to show you my way, and I'm going to train you on what I like and how I like to do it. It's not saying I'm going to allow you to be your own superhero. It's saying um, this is in essence, the white supremacy that I'm talking about, because um, it shows you the hierarchy of, um, this reality in the comic here, which is, somewhat mirrored to the present in this day and time, and our, in real life reality, so to speak. So um, you have this teaching to the children of whites are in authority. Blacks need to be trained on how to do things the right way, the white way. And you might not see that if you weren't actually looking, or you might see it and choose to ignore it. See, a lot of people see these things blatantly, but go, that's just the way of things. That's just artistic vision. But there is no, um, artistic vision when it comes to these major motion pictures. Um, there are think tanks or um, people and the society that say, all right, what's the agenda of the movie? Because you're not going to spend hundreds of millions with no agenda. Obviously, you have agendas when you talk about product placement. So the same scenario goes on when you talk about a product placement as when you talk about suggestive um, thinking. You know what I mean? Or I will go ahead and say brainwashing. Okay, let's keep it all the way funky, all the way 100 with you. Um, it's brainwashing. Now, brainwashing, I would say brainwashing over mind control, brainwashing. Okay, so mind control being a umbrella term, brainwashing being the rinse, wash, and repeat. If you understand my meaning, you know, douse it with a little bit of this, um, and then let it rinse off, and douse it again until it's normal, right? Um, so I just wanted to come and let y'all know exactly the things that I see, the type of things that I see, so it can allow you to see your world as it really is. Because people are going to take their kids to this film, and they're going to go, "Oh, okay. What things will you tell your children? When you leave the film, um, good and bad, or good and evil." Um, how to be a hero, what to do in certain situations, and whatever the film echoed as far as the safety of your child, and you know being upright and a great citizen. But what you're not going to do is go, okay, see, um, the white man and the child, even though there's an age difference there, people are the same. There is no one person that's better than the other person. So, black or white, it doesn't matter. We're all the same people. No one has authority over you unless you give them that authority over you, because that is the the creed and the base of our Constitution of America. You know, no one has authority over you unless you give them authority. We voluntarily give our authority to our spokesmen, politicians, so they can do the right thing for us. But people don't really say those words because it does echo um, to the soul. So allow yourself to take a step back, see things as they are. Um, and I believe you might come to the same conclusions I have. Um, I want to do something where I go through a movie and just show you piece by piece of what I'm seeing, and then we can have a conversation on is that accurate, is that false, um, what supporting information do I have to back up my argument or what have you, or likewise, so that we can put it out there on the table, see if this is something that's actually happening, see if it is a conspiracy theory or conspiracy action. You know what I mean? Because you got theory and you got action, but more cases than not, there is action with these conspiracies. Um, but I'll leave it at that, and yeah, I'm gonna try to do a few movies. Leave your comments on what type of movies that you want me to go over, and I'll do them. Like, follow. That's the thing to say at the end of these things, right? But like, follow, um, and any of the conspiracy topics that you want me to touch on as well, and kind of connecting dots to other conspiracies and to an overall agenda. Um, Definitely, there are multiple agendas, and some agendas attached to multiple conspiracies. So yes, there is the web, but it's not always linked the way you would think it's linked. And sometimes it is. Sometimes you'll see a web within a web within a web, you know, and I'll be like, oh, you must be in Charlotte. Um, Enough of the jokes. Enough of the jokes. I gotta go. But I definitely want to touch bases with you all, let you see what I see, um, see what your thoughts and ideas are, so that we can elaborate on those and really delve into them in order to be able to relay information to other people. You know what I mean? Like sometimes things are so broad or so abstract that people have a hard time really, um, you know, attaching to it or grabbing it. You know, and it is. Um, it's always a movement. It just has to gain the the masses. So if you have a mass movement of anything, it's going to affect a massive amount of change. So that's what we're always looking for. You know what I mean? So um, always think, and yeah, keep thinking. I'll keep thinking. Y'all have a great day and happy holidays, everybody.